Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome! My name is Zoe and thank you so much for joining. And today you're stepping into a very hard video for me to film because this is my ranking for the month of July. Now in the month of July I only used indie palettes, so big indie brands, small indie brands, all of it, but what is officially an indie brand at the moment, as far as I know. And as we all might know, indie palettes, indie makeup is so good and so beautiful that this ranking breaks my heart because there are so many great palettes in this ranking that it's unfair actually to rank some things as low as they did. So I'm gonna make it a little easier on myself, and I have 4 categories. The first category is gonna be palettes that are like matte, which I mean, I would use them again, but I wouldn't be super excited to reach for them again. So they're okay, they're like fine, but I have some things I would change if it were my palette. Then we have the good category. In the good category, we have all the palettes are super beautiful, great quality. There is not much to say about them, but I have some things that are not my preference or that I feel like when I use the palette. Or I just didn't fully love the look I created with it this month because I'm ranking it solely based on my experiences previous month. There are some palettes that would have ranked much higher if this was an overall ranking, or if I would use all of these palettes again next month, they might end up in different spots because I use different colors and played with different tones that I just preferred. So then we have the great category, palettes that I really like, but there's something that the other palettes have that are just a little bit more special, because the last category is Holy Grails. And those are the palettes that I think I'll be using so much, that I'll keep using for so long, like into the future. So I think that is, the categories we have. So let's get into it. Let's get started with the matte palettes. Once more, I think every palette, except for maybe the matte palettes, are really, really great, and I would recommend them any day. It's just a color story preference. And if you see any palettes throughout this video that you like, I highly recommend them. If you have them, get them out. If you want to buy something, get something that you like, because all of these are good, is my opinion. Okay, so let's get started with the 24th spot. I think we have 24 palettes. And let's start with this one, and this is the Natasha Denona Mini Star. Now, you might be surprised because if you look at this palette, you can see a pan in almost every shade. The reason for that is because when I got this a few years ago, I loved it. I didn't really have many indie palettes yet, and this was just such a great formula to me. Now, it's still a great formula, don't get me wrong, but I've had this in my project pan a few times, and honestly, I'm just kind of tired of this palette. It's not that this is a bad palette. I maybe would still recommend it to people, but the color story just doesn't inspire me as much. You can do quite a few different looks with this palette, even though it's a 5 pan, but most of the looks I can create with this are kind of like dark and grungy and muted, and not the fun other things we have to talk about today. So it's not that this is a bad palette. At this point, it just doesn't inspire me, it doesn't speak to me, and it isn't as special as all the other things we're going to talk about. So that's number 24. And for number 23, and this is the last palette in the matte category, so it's going to tell you something, it's the Melt Vida palette. Now, where to start with this palette? Well, first of all, this is a palette I mainly use for the mattes, because this shimmer is quite beautiful, but it's sticky and thick. It's really weird. And this is much lighter and thinner and beautiful, but it's not as impactful. So they're kind of like two weird opposites. I don't know. But the mattes in this palette are really beautiful. But last time I did a neutral matte look with like a green inner corner pop, and it just, it was great in the beginning, but after a while it just all blended into one another and became muted, and because of that it looked muddy and weird and gross, and I didn't love it. So it could just be the look, but at the same time, this is not a palette I reach for much. And the last few times I reached for it, I was actually really excited to reach for it, and the look disappointed. So that could just be my skill, honestly. But I'm just not loving it right now. So it had to rank at the spot. It did. Now let's get into the good category. So any of these palettes are good. You could get any of these. It's just something. Because let's start off with the Huda Naughty Nude. This used to be my favorite palette at some time, and it could very well be in the future again because it's good. But it might even be great when it comes to quality. It's just that at this moment in time, this color story doesn't excite me. I would reach for any of the other palettes over this purely because I love rosy browns. But at this moment in time, I'd rather wear colors or cool tones or anything, but this just doesn't have my preference at the moment. And I like the look I created with it, but that was all there was to say. It wasn't like, oh, I need to wear this again. Oh, I need to use this palette again tomorrow. It didn't excite me. And so everything excited me more than this, and I had to rank it at this spot. So that's that. And then at the, what are we at? 24, 23, 21st spot. We have the Haggard Ecstasy of Saintess palette. Now this is beautiful. We have 3 mattes, 2 shimmers. The 2 shimmers are shifty. Don't look at the mattes, but you have like green shifting to purple shades. Really beautiful, easy to use. I use all the mattes, all the shimmers, and that is my look. And that's exactly why it's not ranked higher, because I will always do the same look with this, and I will always have to do the same look with this, because I feel like 5 shades is perfect for an entire eye look. All these shades work together. And because of that, I will always use them together, but that means that I will never create a different look than the one I always create. And so I will reach for this palette again because it's gorgeous, but I don't think I'll reach for it as often as other palettes because I can actually create multiple looks with other palettes. So, you know, that's why it's ranked where it is. Same kind of goes for the 20th spot. I just ranked this a little bit higher because it's such a quick and easy palette to use that I think I'll be reaching for this a bit more when it comes to my everyday life and when I'm in a hurry. And that is the Glossier Monochromes trio in Jute. This is such a beautiful, quick little palette. When I used this, I loved the look. Was it something super special? No. I mean, the shimmers are gorgeous, especially like this reflective shimmer. This is more of satin shimmer. But it is a good color on me. It was so easy and so fast to make this look. I don't think I can do any eye look faster than this. So I think this will come in so handy, and I just really like it. So that's why it's ranking a little bit higher than previous, but because it's only a trio and you can only do so much, I couldn't rank it any higher than it did. Okay, now let's get into, this is where it gets really hard because I like everything so much, and I can't even talk about versatility anymore. Let's do the Elemental Blast Dendro palette by Game Beauty next. This is such a gorgeous palette, and you can make different looks with this because you have more blue leaning greens and more green leaning greens. So you could do different looks with this palette. I like a good green look. It hasn't been my go-to color as of lately. And that's why it's ranking here. I like this a lot. I love the look I created with it. It was really, really green. But I liked it a lot though. It's just the fact that this is a monochromatic palette. You can only do so much with it. And I just liked every other color story a slight bit better for me at this very moment. So total preference thing. Then let's do Viseart. I have the Reveries Étendu, and if I would rank these solely on the mattes and these two bottom shimmers, these two, this would have easily ranked top 10. It's just that the other shimmers are beautiful, but just a little bit more toned down, which is fine with me. But previous month, I've been really into high shine, high sparkle, high bright, colorful everything. And when I reach for a neutral, I want it to be so like glam and beautiful. And these two shades truly give me that. But the other shades are just a little bit softer. And because of that, I just, I have to find something to complain about because we can't all be in the first spot. So that's it. But matte formula, beautiful. Those two shimmers, absolutely gorgeous. Now let's talk. Okay, I have 3 that I know are going to be like somewhere around here. Let's talk about, I have no clue what number we're at. This is terrible. Okay, wait, we have 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I think this is number 17. I really hope so. We have the Natasha Denona Roxa palette. Now, let me tell you, I got this from my best friend and her husband and her child for my birthday. And honestly, this is the best gift I've ever gotten from a friend because I like Natasha Denona. Are you kidding me? Who gives that on a birthday? Like it's insane price wise, and I mean I love it. I have had some of these shades in my Build My Own palette and I really enjoyed them. I also did a full look with this palette, I think twice, and I really liked it. I think this is a gorgeous palette. I just need to play with it a little bit more to find out what all the options are within the palette because I've only used certain combinations and not all of them. And because of that, I can't rank it higher than here. But I do think it's a really gorgeous formula, beautiful pigmented shades, really nice color story. Love the packaging. I just need to get to know it a little bit more, and yeah, we had to rank it somewhere. Don't take a shot every time I say that because that will be dangerous for your health. Next up is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Sickly Sweet. And here we have kind of an opposite problem of the palettes that only have like 2 shades because, well, one, for some reason my palette is dirty, but no. This has so many beautiful, gorgeous shades that I used this yesterday, but I can't count that because that is in the month of August. But when I used this in July, it was a good look, but it was just nothing that I would recreate. And the reason I think that happens to me is because there is so much going on in this palette, and I think this palette could be beautiful for two-tone looks, but I don't really do that with this palette. Most of the time I do monochromatic looks. So I just think I need to explore this palette a little bit more and find my way to work with this, because right now I'm just doing boring things with this palette. And I mean, yesterday I did a full-on purple look, and I know that's not boring, but it's not creative either because you just choose all the purple shades and that's it. So I kind of want to see, what can I do with this palette to make it even more exciting and to get it to be to get it to its true potential, because I think this palette has so much potential. I'm just not, bringing it to life yet, which is my thing. But I mean, do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? It's just this palette can do better, but I can't do better with this palette yet. Does that make sense? Okay, then we have the Sigma Ivy palette. I didn't expect this to rank so high, but it does. So you know, that's it. And the reason why it ranked so high is I did the most pretty mocha look with this palette. Now, forget about these three in the middle, like this diagonal, the green diagonal. I don't really use that. I just use the browns in this palette, but I could use the greens. I do think Sigma is much better at formulating neutrals than they are at colors for the past few years. Now, I have seen them do some very pretty colorful color stories as of late, so maybe that has changed, but I haven't gotten any other palettes than just this one and another one, and I like the neutrals the very best. This is again such an easy use palette, and because it has a little bit more shades and because it's so easy to use, I ranked it where it did. Now I think we have 15 palettes left. I think so. So let's start off with number 15. And number 15 will go to the Nomad Fire and Ice Iceland palette, which looks like this. Now, if you cover up this row, you'll see it's very summer to me because I love blues, oranges, and beautiful like light shades in summer, which are gorgeous. And I really enjoy the times I use this palette. The shimmers in this are not specifically shifty. They are just like shimmers, and which is fine, but everything coming up has one or two special shades, and this palette doesn't really have that. So it was good. I liked using it. I would reach for this again. It's just that I like the other palettes a little bit better. Talking about a little bit better, I like the Moira Beauty Quest palette a little bit better this month because I just did a beautiful look with it, and I didn't even like the look that much, but I just feel like this is such this palette for some reason gets me out of my comfort zone because I never do the same look with this palette. I always do a different look than the last time, and that I like about this palette. And yes, it looks sometimes kind of jumbled and I'm confused of what to do with it, but I do actually enjoy this palette a lot, and I didn't really expect that as much. So maybe it's kind of underdog vibes as well. Then this pains me so much to put here. It doesn't it's not even fair, but okay. We have, this I believe is the 12th spot, and it's the Dexter and Lethal palette, and I love this color story. I think color story wise this is one of my favorites. Look at how beautiful that is. I love the looks I create with this a lot. The fact is just the shimmers creased on me so terribly in the beginning. Once I realized I started working with them differently, they don't crease as much anymore, but they still crease a little bit. So I'm trying still to find a way to have these on my eyes and them not creasing as much. Now I do have to say my eyelids are oily. All of the rest of my face is super dry, but my eyelids are oily. Also, I wear contacts, so sometimes my eyes water, which isn't helping either. So shadows often will crease on me, but this creased on me terribly in the beginning, and now I found a modus, but I want to keep on using it, keep on trying it, and making it work even better for me, because the color story, you guys, top notch. So I believe that this is number 11, and we're gonna get into the top 10 now after this. I believe so. And number 11 spot goes to the Sorcerer palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. Now, Fantasy Cosmetica has one of my favorite formulas. The shimmers are always so gorgeous. The mattes are beautiful and blendable. I could have created this look with this palette almost. But the reason I ranked it a little bit lower this month is because I just did a two-tone look, which was beautiful, but it was just the most basic thing I could do with this palette, and I want to explore the options a bit more with this palette when I use it in the future, because I love the look. It was really great. I mean, it's number 11. That's a great spot. I just liked everything else just a tiny teensy bit more. And then we have number 10, and that is going to the Basic Witch palette by Ballad Beauté Bar. I created 2 looks with this palette. I loved both. I couldn't capture any of them good, like on camera well, but that's a different point. I like this a lot. It's just, I kind of have been confused by this palette now a few times where I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? So it's not a palette that comes easy to me at the very moment. So it's a good palette. The shimmers are gorgeous. The shades are beautiful. I like how my looks turn out very much. Sometimes I do need to work a little bit with it, but it's just because the color story kind of messes with my head at this point. And because of that, it doesn't come easy to me. This palette. So that's why it's ranked at number 10 at the moment. Number 9 goes to the Glamlight and Garfield palette. Everybody was talking about this. I was like, okay, let's see what the raid is all about. And I'm not a warm tone neutral kind of girl, so I was like, oh, when I saw this palette in real life. But honestly, this is something different because I just flipped over the box. I did a look with this shade, and this shade, and it looks very beautiful and very like cool tone. You can do like orange looks with this, red looks. You can do a bronzy look, but you can also do more of a cool tone neutral look. So this has so much variety, whilst one wouldn't expect that from, first of all, a 12 pen, and second of all, a palette that looks mainly neutral. But I think this will be one of my most reached for neutral-esque palettes in the coming few months. Now let's get into where are we at? This is number 8? Number 8, I guess. Yeah. And that goes to the Lover palette by Cosmic Brushes. This is such a beautiful formula. I just only used it once. And so because I haven't used all the shades and I haven't seen all the beauty within this palette, I just wanted to rank it here because the shades are very beautiful. They're sort of a more muted full color story where it's not as crazy bright. This, I think, was one of my favorite looks I created this month. So if I would have ranked it based on solely looks, this would maybe have been number 1. But the thing is, I just want to see what else is in here and use it a little bit more before I know it's going to be a holy grail. So now we have the Holy Grail category. Oh my god, I didn't even tell you when we got into the great category. Let me tell you, this entire pile, so Lovers, Bella Beauté Bar, Basic Witch, Garfield, and Fantasy Cosmetica was the great pile that were very close to being Holy Grails. And now for Holy Grails, we have 7 left. Now, let's start with number 7, the Gourmand Girls and Wave of Vida. Well, this is such a great, bright, beautiful color story. This is a colorful palette, so you won't be able to do colorful and neutral and all of that. You could, but you really need to try hard. So I love this a lot. I love a good colorful look. I love the shades that are in here. You do need to build up those neons a bit, which I'm fine with. I need to build up any neon or pastel because the shades tend to blend into my face seamlessly because I'm so light. But I do really always love the looks I get out of this palette. So then we have the Hey Reindeer palette by Odensai. This looks like absolutely nothing to me. When I look at this, I'm like, what is this? But then when I use it, girl, you get looks that are... This is also one of my favorite looks. I think this is like my second favorite look of the month because I did blues and then with this beautiful yellow shade in the inner corner. Now, I'm not a gold person, but I am a yellow person. So I'm so tempted also to put that yellow in my inner corner right now because I have some yellow in my inner corner, but it's not as bright. This palette just, it does it for me, and I didn't expect that because I think I ranked this as one of the lowest palettes in my Oden's Eye ranking palette video, but I don't know, this has climbed its way up. Now, is this the top 5? It is. Number 5 goes to the Gourmand Girls Silent Night palette. I didn't expect this, but I did a blue look, and I like this so much. I love the Gourmand Girls formula. I like the color stories they create, and I really like this because you can do neutral and you can do blue and you can do more silvery or whatever. You can do two-tone looks. You can do so much that I'm just loving it. Then in number 4th spot, we have the Bella Beauté Smoky Glam. I used this on my birthday, and I'm just gonna tell you, I love this color story. I haven't used every shade, so I can't love the entire palette because I haven't used the entire palette. So that's why it's at spot number 3. Again, beautiful formula. These shimmers are out of this world reflective. They all have a different thing to them. So some of them are shifty, some of them are high shine. It's just a gorgeous palette, and everybody deserves this in their collection. Just saying. Then the top 3 is so hard for me because this could like change up any day, I feel like. But I think we even like, if I'm fairly honest, we have a shared number 2 spot, but let's just do it like this. At number 3, we have the Cosmic Brushes Winter Wonderland palette that looks like this. Now you might be like, why were you waiting on like one-tone palettes just a few seconds ago and now putting this in your like top 3? Well, first of all, this is not a one-tone palette. Let me tell you. This is like a purpley blue, a bright blue, a greeny blue, a periwinkle, and everything blue palette. We even have this peach blue. So you have so much in this palette to play with. Oh my god, I just totally dug my fingernail in the white shade because I was by accident closing the palette and my finger was stuck in there. Oh my god. Okay, wait, let me fix this. Okay, we're back. So I just think you can do so much with this palette, and I've been really loving blue looks for summer, so it just had to rank really high. Number 2 goes to Silvery Bliss by Oden's Eye. Again, like, why is my top 3 like 2 like winter/Christmas palettes? I did a like vampy look with this, and it was chef's kiss. And I know I can also do more neutral, like cool tone looks with this. This is versatility to me in a palette, but again, I feel the same as I did with the other Oden's Eye palette, where when you look at it, it's not that like inspiring or great of a palette. You're just like, yeah, that's an eyeshadow palette. But when you use this, I love this. I love this. This is wonderful. But in the first place, we have the winner of this month, and it can do a little bit of what Silvery Bliss can do, but then a lot of the palettes we talked about today can do, and it's the Artitude Ink and Roses palette. This has burgundies and grungies. This has cool tone neutrals. This has greens. This has the ability to go gray. It has so much. And I've only used this once, but I already know I'm gonna love it for life. And I'm super excited to use this a lot more. So that's it. It was hard. If I had to do it again tomorrow, I might even rank things different in a different spot, but this is it for today. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys will let me know if you want to see any of these palettes in action. If you want to see a 3-look, 1 palette, 3 looks, 3 palettes. If you just want to see get ready with me with one of these palettes. If you want to, you know, I don't know, see a battle of the palettes, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for being here today. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. But if you don't want to, that's fine. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.